Oh, okay. Wait, I want to post this on Instagram.
Does this
also, Irish.
look smart?
Irish. Oh my God, I cannot talk today because we're talking about the Irish.
The Irish.
It's the Irish holiday. So Iris, the blue Great Dane, she commented on one of my posts.
Good.
I know it. So I just want to reach out there and be like, hello, Iris. Okay, sorry. Also on that kind of news, since it's going to be, is this airing on St. Patrick's Day?
No.
After.
The day before?
No, the day before.
the day before thing, St. Patrick's Day?
So we should also note that it is our director's.
Hair is flipped up. You got to pull it out of your ear. The other one. Front left. Pull the front left. Do this. Do this. Do this. You're not looking at me.
You're making me laugh too hard. Stop. Fix it for me. Okay, thanks.
There you go. You're missing a sidebar.
Also, our director, our podcast director's birthday is St. Patrick's Day.
What?
Get out. That's
43, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
43. He's a young 43. So he's going to be 22 years old.
Awesome.
It's so cute.
Feeling
So funny.
22.
So anyway, happy
Little
birthday to
baby.
Harry Branch. Okay. What did you say?
I feel so old.
Yes, I know. You make me feel old.
Awesome.
Okay, so podcast.
Don't feel the need to wear these the entire podcast.
I'll keep the hat on, but I'll
Okay, so podcast number 2. We're ready to go. All right. So welcome everyone.
Welcome.
As we mentioned in our previous podcast, we are going to pre-record these first several.
Yes.
Harrison's having second thoughts on whether or not we're going to be live streaming, but I think, hey, why not? Add a little excitement, but you know.
Because we're not good enough to live stream? Is that what you're saying?
He is the director, so we'll see what happens there. Anyway, so it might be
We're
live streaming on,
embarrassing.
I guess that might be it, on Facebook. And they're pre-recorded. They'll be put out at certain dates.
We'll be on Spotify and iTunes a little bit, like soon. Just say soon.
Soon we'll be on Spotify
and iTunes?
Holy cannoli.
Wow.
We'll be able to see
Big
our
legs.
logo and everything.
Our logo and everything?
That's legit.
Woo. Okay. Yeah, good job. Yes. Let's see here. What else? Do we need to re-say what the podcast, who we
Yes,
are?
yes. So for every podcast, you're gonna want to re-say everything and your segments because there are always gonna be new people coming in.
Okay. Oh yeah, new folks. Okay,
Okay,
so
we need to start over.
okay, we're starting over.
Why?
Because this...
This is what it's supposed to be. It's conversational, Katie Ray. Okay, so
I'm Katie Ray, alongside Dr. King, and this is the All-Star Podcast, where we discuss veterinary medicine, All-Star as a business, shenanigans, and whatever else we want to talk about. We're going to answer listener questions. We're going to watch some funny clips where you guys get to watch our genuine reactions and watch the videos with us.
we're gonna talk about the days and the times.
Days and the times.
Okay.
Exciting news, current events,
Right. In whatever they bring up. So
and whatever we bring up.
all right.
Let's get to it then.
Okay.
Audience questions.
Audience question. Okay.
We have 2 questions for you today.
Okay.
First one.
Oh, first one. Okay, it is coming from Maureen DeBone, and the question says, how do I know it's time to put my cat down? He is 19, and I am constantly changing his litter box. I love him so much, but also don't want to spend a lot of money just to keep him alive for goodness knows how long. So good question, Maureen.
Tough one.
We get that question quite a bit here at the clinic, and you know, cats have a lot of common diseases as they age. So I would say the most common things that we experience with them as they get older would be renal disease, hyperthyroidism,
Heart
diabetes,
issues.
heart issues, GI problems. And then, of course, cats are mysterious and they can lose weight, and sometimes we can't even figure out why. So they can lose weight and muscle mass, and sometimes even with all the diagnostics that we can throw at them, we still can't find an answer. So I know that can be frustrating as well. But having said that, if you're considering euthanasia, I try and look at 3 factors typically to help me decide the quality of the life of the pet if I'm talking as a pet owner. So, you know, like for myself. So I consider attitude, appetite, and activity level. I call them the 3 A's. If there are more than one of them affected on a consistent basis, and for me, a consistent basis would be more than 48 hours. So if their attitude was affected for more than 48 hours, meaning depression, not wanting to get up,
General
move around.
lethargy, they're just
Exactly.
laying- yeah.
Yeah. Or if more than one of them is affected, consistently as well, then you're looking at, okay, they're not eating and they're depressed, or they can't get around the house, they're depressed, they're not eating. I mean, as they age, you're going to go through a roller coaster ride because you're going to have good days and bad days, is what we typically see, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And so I think that it's really important to understand that we don't have hospice care for veterinary patients. So I do feel like there's a gap of time where owners are forced to consider euthanasia. But I will also say that most owners aren't in discernment about euthanasia until it's probably appropriate.
Yeah.
So, what we typically will see is people, it won't even be on their radar. And then it, for at least for the clients, it seems like that we work with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So it's not even on their radar. And then, their pet is struggling or their pet's aging and they're managing aging as a disease, which it really isn't, but aging itself.
Yeah.
And so then they start to think about or contemplate euthanasia.
Yes.
And I think that, it really doesn't enter your mind until it's an appropriate decision. Not that it needs to happen on the day that it enters your mind, but I think that spending the time and actually thinking about it provides a better outcome and a better feeling about the whole scenario when you actually have to pursue it.
And for me, I always recommend you can even make a log of your good days versus bad days.
That's a great
and when
idea.
your bad days start to outnumber your good days,
absolutely,
and you're having one good day in between 3 or 4 bad days, then that's also a little bit more of a sign.
Right.
I hear of owners saying, okay, well, they're not eating at all anymore, and they won't stand up, which goes into those A's that you were speaking of. So those good days are far less than the bad days, and they're just straight up immobile and they will not eat.
Wouldn't you say most people probably struggle because, one, it's a counterintuitive decision, right? So it goes against natural thought as a human being, right? Because you're wired for hope. So then you have that pulling at you going, well, what if? What if the next day's better? What if the next day's better? So you have that factor.
It's a double-edged sword because you want to save them from being in an extreme amount of pain and you don't want them to suffer. Mm-hmm. But then you feel like you're going to do it too early because there still is a good day here and there. Mm-hmm. So trying to find that middle ground is
I think premature euthanasia is where people struggle. Yeah. Because they don't want to they don't want to think that they prematurely considered euthanasia or pursued euthanasia.
And it's what else is really hard is coming into the vet is an adrenaline stimulating episode or response for animals that do come in.
Right. I mean, how many times have we heard that?
Moving,
right.
And then they come in for euthanasia and their dog starts walking.
Right. And they're like, this is the best they've been in 3 days.
This is the best they've done. I can't do it. And then they get home, the animal stops walking again, and then it's just so it's a roller coaster for the owners as well. So that's another thing that I would say to look at. It's their quality of life and your quality of life.
Right. Absolutely.
So if your pet is having bad days, that's a bad day for you as well.
Yeah, and I think that it's important to remember some people are comfortable knowing that the inevitable decision is euthanasia, and they can live in that space of knowing ultimately that's where they're going to end up.
Yeah.
And then you have other people who it is extremely difficult and anxiety-provoking and can lead to depression.
Yes.
And those factors, if you're living if you're living in that space, knowing that next week or the next week that I'm going to consider euthanasia, and so. For the health of the human being, right? I mean, that's also a factor.
Yes.
I mean, that should be considered.
Yeah.
And even though we're veterinarians, we have a responsibility to the human population as well.
Yes.
So I think that it's important that if you're having those feelings that you do talk about it with your veterinarian, just so they can help guide those decisions. Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to see it while you're in the inside. It's easier for this. I mean, this goes for a lot of things. Like you're in the situation, you're in the moment, but you're almost too close to see the big picture.
Right.
So I think that's where us as vets and techs can help that bigger picture.
Right. And I'd say the other question that seems to have been helpful that I've told people about is, if today, if you're looking at your pet and today is as good as they're going to be, is it good enough? And I think that is a way of just refocusing because a lot of people go, well, they're thinking about their pet in the past, like how were they? This is how they used to be, but if this is what you're managing, if this is what the pet's managing on a regular basis moving forward, if this is as good as they're going to be, is it good enough?
Is it good enough?
And I feel like the pets have a certain level of grace that should be respected. Yeah. And so then that's where then I think ultimately we help guide those decisions in terms of euthanasia.
Yes.
But I do think overall, and this sounds really weird, but I think euthanasia can be a good experience for the family.
Yes.
If it is pursued in the right manner, if they've had the discussions with themselves as well as with their veterinarian. I think that it cannot detract from the human-animal bond and then also their relationship with their pet and how they view that relationship when they look back on it a year from now, another, those kinds of things.
And it's definitely a tough decision, but I mean, overall, everybody just wants the best. So as long as you're doing your best.
Right. Exactly. So, Maureen, that's maybe more than you wanted to know, but certainly, we're here to help and answer those types of questions.
It's not a light decision, so it's not a light answer.
Right, exactly. So, holler at us, or anybody else out there who has questions about euthanasia or is struggling and trying to figure out the best approach or how they can manage that. Holler at us.
Yeah, for sure. It's not an easy decision, but what I tell everybody is that if I can make the experience 10% more comfortable, then I will always help. Anything else on that?
Not that I can think of, but I bet
that's a
people
good question.
will probably
good
have.
Question.
Yeah, very good question because it's
common one.
It's extremely common. You can't avoid it if you own a pet.
Yep. Can't.
So, all right.
All right, on to our next question. We're going to switch gears just a little bit. This is from Tricia Hulett. She asked, how do I get my dog used to wearing a harness while on a walk? I've bought several different types, trying to make sure that it's comfortable for her. Once it's on, she seems okay with it, but getting it on, she runs from me, and I have to chase her down.
Okay, so this is what I thought about this question. Are you ready?
Yes, let's hear it.
I think we should call Allie Cook, APC, and let's get her on the phone and see if she will answer this question for us.
Let's see if she'll answer this question for us.
Okay, let's do it. I got my phone.
You got your phone. She'll answer if you call her, she will.
She's not here today.
She's not here today.
So we're going to call her. And
Allie Cook is one of our registered veterinary technicians on the surgery team primarily, and she's got a big heart for training and behavioral things, so she's hopefully going to have some really good ideas for us. So.
No, yeah. Like pointing at the pipe. Right there, pipe.
It was really specific.
That was
APC, answer. APC, answer.
So, while we're waiting for APC to answer, my thoughts on that is
she's not available.
Rude.
Okay, we're
That's
gonna
probably because she's called me once and I've called her once today.
Okay,
and it's her day off.
Not available.
So, let's leave her a message. Is that what you're saying?
Let's see if she'll call us back while we're talking.
Let's see if she'll call.
Or press 1 for more options.
What's up?
APC, what's up? Okay, listen, Katie, Ray, and I are doing the podcast, and we had an amazing question come through from Tricia Hulett, and we wanted your feedback. So
right now,
call us back if you get this message. Okay, bye. All right, we'll see if she calls us back.
We'll see if she calls us back.
All right, tell us your thoughts.
Okay, so my thoughts on the whole harness thing is there are definitely different types of harnesses.
Your dog is winning. No, I'm just kidding.
Your dog is winning. They're smart. They're smart. That was kind of where I was going with that. Not that the dog is winning, but there's definitely different types that they might prefer one over the other. And I will share my own experience with the harnesses in just a second here. But my gut reaction without seeing the dog, without seeing what type of harness it is that the dog will just get used to it.
Okay.
So she'll get used to it.
APC will not say that.
No, she won't. The second part that I have my thoughts on that are if you leave it on for more than just walks, then she would be able to get used to it. So It doesn't necessarily just mean that you're going to get in the car. It doesn't mean that you're going to go for a walk. It's just you're going to wear it for a couple of days and it comes on and off randomly, so the dog doesn't associate the harness with anything in particular.
Yes.
Is my second thought. My experiences with these harnesses is that my dogs were pulling. Harnesses did not help. So I got the gentle leaders over the nose.
Yep.
That worked for like a week. Didn't work. Didn't work at all. So I ended up going to prong collars, and now they're perfect angels.
Yes. So tell everyone, understand why they work on a prong collar?
Prong collars are, I know they look scary and they look like they would hurt your dog, but they do not. So the prongs are not sharp enough to actually do damage. So when you are able to do a little bit of a tug on that prong collar, it stimulates the mom like scruffing for correction. And that correction helps. I think more in particular for dogs that, and correct me if I'm wrong on this because I'm not behavioral at all, But for me, like my one dog, Nala, she's a perfect angel all the time. But the other dog, Wilfred, he used to battle for dominance. He wanted to be the dominant one in the family over myself and my husband, right? So for me, being able to give like a mother correction to him, like flipped his behavior like 180, and now he like actually listens to my commands, and he no longer battles me for dominance, right?
Right.
So a super shy, timid dog, that prong collar correction, probably not okay. But for Wilfred, that's what worked.
That's what worked, yeah. Well, and that's one point, is that what works for one may not work for another. I think that the prong collar is a correction collar, you're right.
I think it should be like last resort, though.
Right, so correction collar. So it's a correction collar. So the dog is only behaving because he has to.
Yes.
Not because he wants to. So that's the difference between that and the gentle leader. So for instance, so in theory, the thought is, and this is what I think APC would tell us, is that if you have to use a prong collar, then the dog's behaving because he has to, not because he wants to. You'll get more consistent behavior if the dog's behaving because it's something he wants to do. The problem is that dogs they don't care about anybody else but themselves, right?
Jerks.
Right. So you have to be able to motivate the dog to do what you want, but it's really them thinking it's what they want. So if you can do that, and then and you're walking your dog on a lead, then your behavior will be more consistent in more scenarios, and for like 90% more consistent, say, for instance, than with the prong collar.
Yes.
The prong collar will make them behave. But
Wilfred and Nala have been like, they're almost 8, and so I've been using prong collars on them for like,
right.
6 years or so. So like their behavior is totally different now, but they're also older. So
right.
But
so with the
that was the only thing that worked.
Tricia has a border collie, so she's it's a fairly driven dog, like in terms of personality wise, and is a very active dog. So they're walking. I'm sure they're walking her all the time and playing with her all the time. And you're right from the standpoint of desensitizing the harness. So you would treat the harness almost like a thunder jacket, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, the mistake people make with a thunder jacket is they're like, oh, it's thundering, I'm going to put the thunder jacket on, and then the dog should feel better. But actually they never trained the thunder jacket. So you really should train the thunder jacket or the harness, like you're mentioning, so that the dog equates it with something positive. So then when it's used, then the feeling is, I should be happy. So the way they tell us, for instance, with a thunder jacket would be like, you put it on anytime the dog is doing something happy, you put the thunder jacket on. So it's eating, it has a thunder jacket on. It's playing its favorite game, has a thunder jacket on. So then when it's a scary time and you put the thunder jacket on, the dog goes, oh, I should feel happy.
So happy.
Right.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Right.
My behavior and training skills should be brushed up.
It's okay. You're in surgery.
That's all. If you ask me about surgery, I know the answer.
Exactly. So with the harness, then the same concept, like you said, put it on during, so it's not just, the only time you don't use it is this time, or the only time, is that time. And I think the thing Allie would tell us to do to get, because your main complaint is, oh my gosh, she's calling. Let's answer. Okay.
Hi, you're on the air with Dr. King and Katie.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so you want to hear our question? Katie and I have been trying to answer it to the best of our
ability. I botched it up. It was a really bad job.
So are you ready for the training question?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's from Tricia Hulett, and she said, how do I get my dog used to wearing a harness while on a walk? I've bought several different ones trying to make sure it's comfortable. Once it's on, she seems okay. But getting it on, she runs from me, and I have to chase her down.
Why is she reading it like that?
Did you hear me? Because I was afraid she wouldn't hear me.
Yes, I heard you.
Okay, so I think the primary complaint is that she's running from her when she goes to get the harness. That's the only problem that I see here.
Okay, and then how did Katie try to answer the question?
Not well.
You don't want to know.
First of all, not
Katie
well.
said, "Slap it on her; she'll get used to it."
I was like, she'll get used to it. I did end up changing my answer a little bit. I said to put it on her at all times, not just when they're going to go on a walk or get in the car or anything like that. Leave it on for a couple days. That was my best. We don't use surgery harnesses, so.
That's semi-true, but if she's going to be wearing it, I would definitely keep an eye on her, because we know that pets can chew those things off.
True, and then see me for surgery.
I think the primary complaint, as Dr. King was saying, is that she's having a hard time getting it on, so she'd probably have to chase the dog around for days to even get it on. So, my recommendation would be to have treats ready and just literally just lay the harness out on the floor. And when the dog goes to sniff it or looks in the direction, ideally clicker training would be a great tool in getting the dog used to the harness. So you would clicker and treat the dog for looking in the direction of the harness or going up to the harness.
She's so smart.
That could take several days for the dog to get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you could move on and put the harness like over the dog's head. If the dog has a neutral reaction, you would clicker and give the dog a treat. And that would be in multiple steps, and then eventually working your way up to putting the entire harness on the dog. And then, like Katie Ray was mentioning, leaving it on even when you're not walking to get the dog used to it.
Right.
Okay, so I was like 25% correct.
Okay. Katie's feeling good
I would
about
go
that.
10, but
She's saying 10.
I'll take the 10. I'll take the 10. It's better than 100% wrong.
Okay, so basically, the important thing to know in training behaviors then is to break the behaviors into smaller components.
correct.
And if the dog is not being, if you cannot motivate the dog, say we're using food, for instance, as our positive reinforcement, if the dog's unwilling to engage with food, then the anxiety level's too high or the treat value is not high enough, right?
Correct.
And so then you just back it up. You just, like you said, you put the harness on the ground first, and if the dog looks in the direction of the harness or even sniffs it, you're rewarding that behavior.
Correct. And this could take some time, so it's not going to be something that happens overnight. It may not happen over a few days. This could be weeks to months, but you definitely don't want to scare the dog into doing what you want it to do.
And why is that?
That's my method.
That's Katie Ray's method. Why is that, Allie? Why don't you do that? Why do we not recommend doing that?
Well, definitely, especially with a younger dog, they do have a couple fear periods that you have to deal with. And if you scare the dog into doing something you want, you could damage them for, like I said, weeks to months to years into unscaring the dog into what you're wanting to do. So if you naturally just allow the process to happen, the pet is more likely to understand what you're wanting it to do and perform rather than scaring it into wanting you want it to do, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes
So you
sense.
have to train yourself in patience at the same time.
Correct. And these training
That's
sessions
what I don't have.
could be strung out throughout the day. I would say maybe start with like minute sessions and working your way up. You definitely don't want to exhaust the pet in the training process as well.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that at most.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Solid advice.
Okay, there we go. You're going to be back on as a guest speaker.
Yes, and I will not discuss training anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I hope I answered that in a
did.
good way
That was good.
without confusing anyone.
No, you did fantastic. And I
That's
bet
perfect.
it'll even generate more questions for you to answer in the future. So, all right. Well, we won't tie up any more of your day because it's your day off.
And I've talked to you 3 times today.
You have, so I was really confused when I got another phone call,
On
but
your
I
day
was
off.
glad I could help you.
So I was like, if King calls, she'll answer.
Right. Okay, we love you. Bye.
All right, thanks, APC.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's so smart.
She's so smart.
Okay.
I just realized how little I know about training. So that's what I learned from this. No, but that's
I learned
for
what
real
not
good
to talk
question.
about,
That's a
right?
good question too, because we also get a
is.
lot of training things, and I'm always like, Allie.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that what we find is that people naturally reinforce things they didn't want reinforced.
Yeah.
Just because they don't know.
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah.
it's if you can get information before you even ruin is a strong word, but I mean, you can ruin a dog just not even knowing,
Yes.
not even intentionally doing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it happens by loving your dog, believe it or not. So
Yep. Do you want to hear
anyway.
my real quick story about training Wilfred on something? that was hilarious?
Absolutely, because you're
He used to
very
do-
successful.
Yeah, super successful. He used to do what I call car alarm barking, where it was the same bark, and he didn't skip a beat like most of the time that he was outside. So it would be
Okay.
like bark, 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 like sounds the exact same, doesn't skip a beat every single time, right?
Okay.
So he was going through, this is when he was more of a puppy, and we were going through different training classes and stuff like that. So I was trying the spray bottles, the vinegar bottles, like none of that would work. So I finally made my way up to a bark collar, only it had a remote with it. So the remote was operated by me.
Okay.
And I had the option of doing a beep, a vibrate, and then a shock. I will tell you, he never made it to the shock. The beep was all that it needed. So I would give the command, quiet. And if he wasn't quiet, then I would give him the beep. If he barks again, I would say quiet, and then he would get vibrated. So that's as far as he ever made it. But what I didn't know that I was doing is that I would yell, quiet. And then if he wasn't quiet, I would say, are you serious? And then I would beep him. So it got to the point that I realized that quiet didn't work, but I could yell, are you serious? And he would stop barking. So it got to the point he's not even wearing a collar. He would just start barking, and I'd swing the back door open and go, are you serious? And he'd be like, oh, okay, all right, And it worked. So I accidentally trained him to be quiet on, are you serious?
Yes, that's the way it works.
And occasionally I still use, are you serious? Like, for example, eating the spatulas.
Are you serious?
I came in, he
Stops
comes
him
to
in his
greet me
tracks.
at the door, I see the spatula, the pile of vomit, and I go, are you serious? Tail between his legs. He already knows that he's in trouble.
He is in trouble. He's out of there. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's because they tag something to something else. So they call it, I think they learn pre-QQ or something like that.
I accidentally did that, but
So,
it's funny.
It's fascinating
Now that
how they learn.
now that he's almost 8 and it still slightly works. He just doesn't, he's older, so he doesn't really bark as
Do
much.
anything bad,
He
yeah.
hasn't worn his bark collar in like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Like, he's an old man.
I hear you.
Okay,
Okay,
I think that's
so
it for listener questions.
listener questions.
That was
On to the
good.
next thing.
All right.
All right.
Videos.
Funny clips.
Funny
Let's
clips.
Hit us with the funny clips.
I'm gonna watch some funny clips. Are they always gonna be funny, or are there gonna be times where it's like serious and we're gonna cry?
I can get serious ones if you get it.
Oh dear
No.
Lord, no.
I
Our
was
job
just
is too
wondering.
serious.
All right, here we go. Ready?
All right, multimedia specialist.
I can't
Tell
see
us what you
anything.
got.
It's not on.
Our TV's not on.
We got, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Bad managing, if you ask me. I'm just kidding. Watching some funny video.
Funny.
I have the remote at my apartment. And in the 8 years of having this TV, I have not been able to find the power button on the TV until like a day ago.
That's hilarious.
It's right there on the side of the TV.
How long have you had this TV?
Since like sophomore year of high school.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So then when I tried finding it, or whatever, I don't know. Can you guys see that?
There's a
you got some kind
thing.
of Vizio systems
System information. That was a hard JC.
Oh, you got it?
Okay,
Yeah.
we're ready.
Alright.
I don't know what this guy's doing, but I can't wait to find out.
Alright, ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Yes, sir.
We have sound, but most of these clips don't have sound.
Okay.
So, you know. So if there's a clip that has sound, I'll turn it on, and it's going to come from my speakers.
Okay.
Oh, flip heck is what it's called.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh,
What's he
no.
on?
Oh.
Flip. No! The darkness consumes me from.
Oh.
Oh, buddy.
Just do it. Do it. No. 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 Oh,
Guys, look, he's fine. How come he couldn't? Poor baby.
God.
See, that one kind of makes me sad.
It looks like the guy's
Like,
running to get him. Like
he's scared.
He's a Labrador Retriever. Like.
Oh.
I just want to throw him a buoy.
I do. I want to help him out. Okay. What was the caption on that? It doesn't matter. Breaking out the anime movies on your opponent.
Okay.
Opponent.
Oh, actually, do you know what anime is?
Do I know what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what anime is?
It's like Pokemon.
Perfect. It's like Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all.
I was going to ask Melanie, like, explain anime to me. What do you think anime is to me? And just see what she says.
Listen.
It's Pokemon. That's all you gotta know.
Okay, I'm gonna cry. Don't make me laugh at myself.
Oh my God, you're already crying. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
That's what we want. Crying is good.
Was I right? It's like Pokemon.
Well, yeah.
It's the
That's
Japanese
like
animation.
You're 10% correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait, that's not fair. Okay. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay. I was really proud of myself that I knew that it was like Pokemon. That is talent. Jeez. Look how he shoves himself across the hall.
That does look like an anime fight scene.
He's like, come on, brother. Okay. Now,
That is impressive. He also looks like that pug from yesterday that's trying to dance.
oh, yes. Oh, my God. That cat is so cute. But that is a cat who doesn't like that other cat.
That's pretty cute. Are you sure they're not just playing?
I don't know. Look at his tail position. His tail carriage. I don't think he does.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad we could just go right and remain doing that. Ready?
Teaching the kids the family business?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
Oh gee. Oh, come on. I wish I could do that with my kids. Get your ass in here. Run.
Oh my god, and then she just runs over him. Oh my god, hang on.
Oh my gosh.
Get over here.
Just keep coming.
Try
over
it.
here.
Try
again.
it. Try it.
Do it. I don't care if you don't like it.
Flips over 3 times. Oh my
back in
god,
here.
that poor baby.
Guys, why did you leave me closest to the
Oh
wheel?
my god, is that how you parent? You just
You just throw them in. Throw them to the fire.
Oh my god.
Sink or swim.
It's like that show Titus.
Run or be run
Did you
over.
ever watch that show Titus?
No.
Titus is about this older adult that has flashbacks from his childhood, and the dad's like a hardcore like badass dad or whatever.
Right.
So they show the kid like going to touch the hot burner, and the mom's like, no, Titus, don't touch that, and the dad's like, no, let him. So he touches the hot burner, and then the dad says, bet you won't do that again, and that's like that's kind of the gist of the show. So that's what that reminds me of. Like no, let him fail.
Let him do it.
Let him fail.
Look at the first comment down there.
I don't think they're ready to work. And that's kids how Uncle Mikey ended up a little different from the rest.
That's awesome.
Reddit comments are on point. LOL his face.
Wait, go back. I gotta see that again.
Oh, getting all the love. And then your buddy is just over here like, really?
Oh my
excuse
gosh.
me?
He's such a goody two shoes, is what he's saying. Brown noser.
That's basically Nala Fred. If
Oh
Fred's
my
cuddling
gosh.
with me, Nala's just staring. If Nala's cuddling with me, Fred doesn't care.
Ready? What's the caption for this one? All right.
Traction problems. Here we go. That was so many.
Whoa! Is that a treadmill?
He saved it.
Oh,
That's
he did save it.
amazing.
That's pretty good.
Drifted in the USA. Here we go.
Drifting, there you go.
That's awesome.
This one has sound.
Okay, here we go.
We'll see how this goes.
Starts off smooth. Where is this gonna end? Is that a bulldog in front and then a French bulldog?
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh,
Uh-oh.
God. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, God. She's going to step on the lead or something bad.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. My bad. Okay.
What do you think's gonna happen?
She's going to step on the lead. And
She's gonna step on the lead. I think that it gets stuck in the wheel and the whole board flips. That's what my guess is.
the lead gets stuck in one of the wheels. I like that idea.
Or the French bulldog ruins everything.
I don't know if there's sound. I'm not getting anything.
Okay.
Okay, maybe there's not.
Actually, hold on. Sorry. Let me try one more thing. Keep talking about yourselves.
Maybe the bulldog that did the 1 foot pedal, he tries to do it again and he misses, and then he flips the whole thing.
Because it looks like the lead's attached to the Frenchie.
Is it attached to the Frenchie?
Like when you rewind that, it does. Like when at that one section when she's stepping behind the board.
I don't think this one has audio. Never mind. It says it has audio.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Starts off strong. Oh, is it on the...
See, it's on the harness.
Oh, it's on him. Oh, no. Is he going to rip off? He's going to get ripped off, isn't he? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No!
Oh my God, he was swimming right into He could see it coming. He's like, I'm going down.
I'm going down.
I'm going to hunker down here.
He's like, hey, buddy.
Dive position.
He really did. He hunkered down.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's like,
But
I'm just
Frenchie's
going to have to ride
I'm
this
so
all the
much
way out.
smarter than you. I'm getting
Oh,
off.
that poor little baby.
Frenchie's like, bailing now. I'm out.
Here I go.
Oh my gosh, that's
What if
great.
he actually enjoyed that and he was like, that was so much fun. Can I do it again?
Can I do it again?
But
Yep.
we'll never know.
Next one.
That's pretty cute.
Oh my God, that's so
excuse
cute.
me.
Hold on. If I can't get the audio to work on this one, then it's not worth it. Oh yeah, here we go. Ready?
I can't hear anything.
All right. Well, hold on. Ready?
Yeah. Oh my God. that scared the shit out of me.
Look at his eyes.
Oh, that is terrifying.
Oh.
We both legitimately jumped, too.
Alright, this one's kind of cute. I don't know if you guys have seen this one.
Doggo, leap and laugh. Ah, little baby.
Oh my God,
Get it, buddy. Get it, get it.
Do it.
Get it.
Do it.
Get it. Woo!
Man, he really jumps.
Oh my gosh, look at him, so excited.
That's really like.
Wow, that's a lot of trust in
That
his,
is a totally
his
a lot of
owner.
trust.
He's like, you can catch me.
Look at his like leg extension. He's like, I'm going. Fly.
That's so fun.
This is so cute.
Oh,
It's
what
like
a
Christopher
cutie.
Cross song.
Yeah. So I ride, ride like a wind.
Oh, he's like, I'm all
Make it to the border of Mexico. So I ride.
Somebody call a record label.
Oh.
He can't see me if I don't move. Is that what they said?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is great. Oh, I got him. That's cute.
That's adorable. Yes, please. Weekend plans?
He is actually in a bucket with a sprayer. He's in spa day.
Oh my
He's getting sprayed. Oh my god.
I want
Look
that.
at his headdress. Look at his headdress. He's like, this is the best.
Is there audio?
That's amazing.
That's
I
hilarious.
don't know a single dog that would do that. Actually, Nala might. Nala might.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cute.
That is very cute.
Last one.
Last one. Licking drywall.
Oh no.
My dogs have done that.
Floor and Body February.
What's he doing?
Oh, now we're gonna eat it.
Wasn't there a case where a dog just ate drywall? I feel like. Did you talk about that? Or did you tell me that?
I don't know.
I feel like there was
I mean that.
case where like a dog was like trapped in a room.
Oh, this wall must have an excellent taste to it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, that happens where they try and get out. They got
Get out by eating.
separation anxiety or whatever, and
Yeah.
so they're trying to leave the room.
Mine, they were puppies and they were in their kennels, and I had the kennels too close to the wall. And when I came home, there was like lick slats like through the kennel bars.
Through the, like, with lines.
Yeah, and then the one got to the curtains, so they had like partial curtains in there. And then once I came home, and the black tray in the bottom of the kennel had been ripped out, and the carpet was all torn up. And now they're perfect angels, and they just
Out of their crates.
they just hang out outside their crates, and they their mother-in-law bought them Tempur-Pedic dog beds.
Oh,
So they
she's so
they
nice.
each have their own Tempur-Pedic dog beds.
That's
yeah.
sweet.
She loves them, and they love her.
Oh, do they like her dog?
It's funny you say that because Wilfred, in his older age, doesn't like to hang out with other dogs as much.
Right.
But he's okay. Her dog's name is Jada. She is a chocolate lab, and Wilfred is okay with her as long as she does not corner him.
Oh, and so if she gets him stuck in a...
So if he's in his kennel, because that's he likes to hang out in there. So if she approaches his kennel, he'll get growly with her.
Right.
And then if he's like physically, like literally in a corner where he also likes to hang out, he gets mad about that too.
Oh.
So we generally, she had to come over today because she sold her house. So they were doing the inspection today. So she brought Jada over to play with Nala Fred, and so we'll see how that went later. Nala's fine with everything. She's perfect.
Okay.
She's my little girl.
That's all you got for us? Okay.
Anything interesting happening?
Yeah, there are some interesting things. What do you want to talk about?
Today's International Women's Day. In the words of Kesha, I'm a motherfucking woman.
Caitlin was supposed to have me listen to that song.
You haven't heard it?
No.
All right, well, here we go.
Wait, don't play it.
You're going to play it?
No, don't play it because we'll get copyrighted.
Copyright.
All right, we'll look it up later. It's about being a strong, independent woman. Hear me roar.
I've got other songs that suggest that.
Okay, that's good. Well, anyway, thanks to all the strong-ass women out there.
Yeah. Keep it up.
We're 90% women here, so 95% women here.
99.
99% women here. So,
Yeah.
Who run the world?
Women.
Girls. Come on. It's Beyonce. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world?
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. I know. I wasn't.
You have got some pop culture to catch up on.
I do. It's not the same kind of pop
Anyway,
culture.
thanks, Mom,
I know.
for birthing me and bringing me into this life. And
Who are you talking to?
my mom. That's why I said thanks, Mom. Definitely not you. My mom, Patty Ray.
Patty Ray.
Greatest mom ever. Patty with an I. My mom is Patty with an I, and my husband's mom is Patty with an I.
That's really kind
They're
of
both Patty with an I. And Eric and I were joking when they first met. I was like, Patties get to know each other because you'll be living together someday in Eric and I's house. Like I'm the youngest of 5 kids, and I already know it's going to be my responsibility
They're all gonna
to
put
take
it on
care
you.
of my parents. And Eric's going to be taking care of his mom for sure. So,
Yep. Old folks home
guys got to be best friends.
at the Nelsons.
Because you're going to land old folks' homes at the nest. You're going to be living, I don't know, above the attic or in the basement or something, you know? Far, far away. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
gosh. No. That's cool. Why did they name it International Women's Day?
Because there's women all over the world.
So why wouldn't they just call it Women's Day? Are we supposed to do something special, like because it's international?
It's international because
It's like everybody in
It's
the
everywhere.
world is celebrating
Yes.
it. I'm following you that.
Yeah,
so it's
and
not
it's
really
not
about the
just
holiday.
United
it's about
States
the fact.
Women's Day.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for.
yeah.
So,
And
is there International Chocolate Day,
I bet you there is.
Pancake Day, Hamburger Day?
Oh, instead of it wouldn't be United States.
I'm actually going to film something after this about a national holiday.
Ooh.
Pretty sure
What?
It's not real, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Huh. That's fun.
I don't know how to become a holiday.
How do you become a holiday?
How do you make a holiday? We need to come up with our own.
I'm gonna know somebody.
Okay,
What
so that's
holiday
pretty.
would we create if we could create a holiday? What would you do? Because like there's already National Margarita Day, done. Pretty sure there's
I'm sure there's
Dog
probably
Day.
Margaritas, I think.
I'm sure there's probably a whiskey day.
There's probably a whiskey day.
You got a problem? I don't think that's
I don't know that there's probably a National Yoga Day, but National Yoga Day is really the summer solstice.
Oh. That's
Is what I would relate it to. So the summer solstice is like super huge. It's the longest day of the year. So even downtown Indy, they shut down Monument Circle and they have yoga on the circle for
Summer
Summer
solstice.
solstice.
That's really cool.
It's pretty cool. This will be like my 4th year, 5th year.
I was gonna say, I
going.
thought I remember you going.
I go every single year.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's really cool to see like 3,000 yogis all like
Oh
laying their
yeah,
mats down.
doing their mats. Yeah.
And what's really cool is at the end, they're always like, let's leave this place cleaner than when we found it. And it's like, it's so true, we always do. And there's different vendors and you can shop and like, I had just gotten my tattoo last year and everybody thought that it was henna. And I was like, yeah, the world's most expensive henna.
Right.
So I got that mandala shoulder cap.
Oh gosh, that's
So-
too funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the holiday would be. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to put great deep thought into it.
You know what would be, this is almost cheesy, but if we had an all-star day,
Oh yeah.
and for the entire day you did nothing but went out of your way to be accommodating, loyal,
Loving. Skilled.
super special, skilled,
Timely.
timely, created
Atmosphere.
wonderful atmosphere, and then
Reliable.
you were reliable for an entire day.
What did that spell? All-Star.
All-star.
Yes.
Okay,
For all those people who don't know, those are the core values of All-Star.
those are it.
So
We live by 'em.
Every day we try and live up to them.
Yeah. All right. That was it for the All-Star podcast. I'm Katie Ray.
Dr. King, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.